Doodly doo 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 doo. Time to get your Clix fix. All right, welcome back to Clix Fix. I'm Rory. Hopefully, we can satisfy your hankering for some Clix content. Today, we're in my empty closet. Maybe we should call it, change the channel to Clix in the Closet. Oh, we'll see. Anyway, we're going to be doing another team building video with the one awesome Clix team building style. If you haven't seen one of the videos, it's where we take one really cool figure that you might get lucky enough to pull or win from a tournament, or just one really cool figure, and then fill out the rest of the team with stuff that's usually rare or below, sometimes stuff that's maybe a super rare that's easier to get a hold of. But we'll talk about some good things to use with that really cool figure. Let's get to the team as I'm looking for the team. I'll be putting up pictures when I talk about the figures when I do the editing, because the software I was using before has kind of gone on the fritz and isn't really being kind to me. Okay, and all my Heroclix are packaged up. I've talked about before, I'm in the middle of a move, headed down to Texas, so maybe we'll find a good venue down there, maybe somebody that will let me borrow some Heroclix to build a team with when I get down there, because I don't know how long mine will be in storage until we find a place. Today, though, we are going to talk about Wolverine and She-Hulk, the chase from the Deadpool and Weapon X set. They are pretty, the sculpt is awesome. I do have this figure. I got it in a trade for another chase, but it's a really cool sculpt. Wolverine sitting in She-Hulk's hands, claws out, ready to go. It's just a lot of fun. Anyway, they got the team player team ability and the X-Men team ability. Avengers, Defenders, Fantastic Four, Shield, X-Force, X-Men, and Celebrity. Lots of great keywords. I mean, you could build really good teams off of most of those. I think probably the most difficult ones would be Defenders and X-Force, but great. They're great Avengers pieces, great Fantastic Four pieces, less Fantastic Four in modern, but still great. And Celebrity, there's a ton of really good celebrities in X-Men, Shield. They're always full of a ton of figures that they could go well with. But the whole thing for this figure is the first trait. It's a pretty big trait. We'll just read through it. Fastball special. I've seen it before. Range. Choose an opposing character within 6 squares in line of fire. If you do, replace Wolverine and She-Hulk with a character named She-Hulk and a character named Wolverine, placing She-Hulk in Wolverine and She-Hulk square and Wolverine adjacent to the chosen character. That doesn't mean, you could place them on the other side of the opposing character. You don't have to see the square that you place Wolverine into, which is pretty cool. It could give him more options. The total points of the replacement characters must be equal to or less than Wolverine and She-Hulk's point value. After resolutions, Wolverine makes a close attack. And that also does not mean that he has to attack the chosen figure to activate the ability. He can attack somebody completely different. Anyway, that's the first part of that trait. Second part being when Wolverine and She-Hulk is replaced this way, this game, the replacement She-Hulk has free if the replacement Wolverine is adjacent, replace this character and Wolverine with Wolverine and She-Hulk on this character's click number. So keep your She-Hulk healthy and you can keep the duo piece healthy when you switch back into them. Well, I mean, you got to keep Wolverine alive too, so that she can take the free action. But you can even do that in the same turn. So like range, place Wolverine over there, make She-Hulk, have Wolverine make his attack as part of the range attack, and then he can make his own action to make a range attack. Then She-Hulk can charge up, get next to Wolverine, make her attack, and then turn back into the duo figure. So that's 3 attacks. But it is 3 actions. If you want to do 3 attacks, it is 3 different separate actions. Anyway, lots of different things you have options to do with that. Also have another trait, Unlikely Allies, Perplex. When Wolverine and She-Hulk uses it, the duration lasts until your next turn, even if this power is lost. So you can perplex down your target's defense, still split up, and then do your stuff and destroy them with the perplex still in place. They have a special movement. You must work out, charge, flurry, running shot, which is great because, I mean, if it's not prudent to split into your different figures, being able to just charge flurry is great. But you can do the running shot and ranged action to split. You only have that on the last 3 clicks of health and on the first 2 clicks of the dial if you are playing them at 160, which we are doing. Playing this figure at 160. I know it's not like meta level because that's over half the build of a 300 modern team, but this is meant to be for casual and just fun and just to highlight the figure a bit. So don't go to a tournament with this team expecting to win like a high level tournament. What I was going to say, I've been trying to make teams mostly with stuff that is going to still be modern after the rotation that's coming up. But this one is like, I decided to do Avengers for this team. But there's from from Avengers 60th, which I think Avengers 60th is rotating out, and Avengers Forever is also rotating out. But I have figures from those sets on here. Some of them can be pretty easily replaced, some of them not so much, but we'll get into that right now. The first one that I think would be most difficult to replace but put on the team is the rare Falcon from Avengers 60th. He is a great deployment piece. Get your figures out there so that they can start doing their thing. His main reason for being on this team is that his trait, aerial extraction, capital move, and he moves. After resolutions, you may choose a standard friendly character that shares a keyword with Falcon that he moved through during this action. If you do, place that character adjacent to him. So easy way to get Wolverine and She-Hulk out there, still allowing them to do what they need to do, take that range action. But know that if you're trying to do all 3 actions of attack with Wolverine and She-Hulk and the split characters, having Falcon move is your 4th, so you can't really do much more besides get them out there and make those attacks. It can be pretty devastating because you can get off quite a lot of damage at that time, but there's not much else you can do that turn. Like with this next figure, Scarlet Witch from AV60. Really solid, uncommon piece. She's got Perplex, Sidestep. Her special damage is Perplex, probability control, but only to target opposing characters. Just trying to keep your guys safe. It's great. On her top click, she's got Sidestep, TK, so another way to move your guys around if you have the actions to do so. Barrier, and then that special damage power. Now we've also got Beast. So Falcon could just carry Beast as part of his move and do the placement of Wolverine and She-Hulk after that. But if your target, if who you want to hit, is susceptible to outwit, well, a Beast is a great figure to get out there and possibly do 3 outwits because he's got a special damage outwit. When Beast uses it, he can instead choose 3 standard powers. That's protected outwit. So he could really destroy somebody like Iron Spider, who has shape change, super senses, and impervious, like 3 possible rollouts. And you know what? I just want to make sure I hit them and destroy them. Beast, outwit, all of those things. You have nothing to go save yourself with, and have Wolverine and She-Hulk destroy them. Last 25 points of the team. I was thinking doing Black Panther from Avengers Forever, just at his 25 point dial. Gives him his special charge and stealth. Also gives him flurry, but only if he occupies hindering terrain. Which you can, there's a lot of ways to get hindering terrain out there these days. But he also has leadership, which will allow you to have Falcon move to get them out there, and then let Wolverine and She-Hulk do the range, which is your second action. Have Wolverine do his free attack and then attack by himself, which is a third action, and then have She-Hulk charge in, doing your fourth action for that turn. Cost of actions. Lots of free actions you can do, sidesteps and whatnot. But now let's talk about the sideline. What does Wolverine and She-Hulk need? The Wolverine, I went with just the common Wolverine from Deadpool and Weapon X. It's just a really solid version of Wolverine. Love him because he can do some extra damage, especially if they have figures that are adjacent to each other. On his top click, he's got his charge, 12 attack with Blades Claws, special attack power, Blades Claws Fangs. When he uses it after resolutions, deal an opposing character adjacent to either Wolverine or the hit target damage equal to half the result, which is great, especially when you can place him on the other side of your main target for doing the split, and he can go crazy. But he's also got Perplex, so that after he does his free attack, then he can perplex. And if you were able to do your perplex from She-Hulk and Wolverine, then it's another perplex. And we'll look at another. Then the She-Hulk that I was thinking is the common She-Hulk #1 from the Next Phase set. At full points for 75, she's got a charge of 8, so she can move up to 4, or perplex her up because she's got her own perplex. So if you need her to move further, and then she gets in super strength, you can smash somebody over the head with it. Really cool piece. Just a common. But I was thinking of those. If you have, there are lots of higher rarity versions of Wolverine and She-Hulk, especially if you're going silver or golden age. There's really good pieces like the super rare Wolverine from the Empire set, the Shield one. He's a lot of fun because he can heal after he attacks. So if he does take damage and you're not able to get him back merged with She-Hulk, he can stay alive a little bit easier. There's the Chase. If you have the Chase version of She-Hulk from the Next Phase set, she is a really good piece to use as the replacement. That's what I would recommend you use if you have her. But the common is still a very good way to go. You also can put Jen Walters on the sideline so that if you are unable to re-merge your Wolverine and She-Hulk, if they KO She-Hulk, then Jen Walters can pop out, give you some extra prob. Not really a good attacker because she'll come out on click 4 with only a 9 attack, but what do you know? Maybe she'll do something. Never hurts to have her there. Because we don't really have anything else on the sideline, but you can fill up the sideline with whatever you want that you think might help. But that is the basics. That's the main team. There are a lot of other figures you could use, like other versions of Wolverine. It would be really fun to use is the rare from the slop of X of Swords. He's rotating out soon, but still a lot of fun. The play at home kit Wolverine, he could be a solid one, especially if you want. Oh man, yeah, 75 points. He could still go on with a 75-point version of She-Hulk, and he's got Flurry top dial with blades and exploit. He could just destroy somebody with his own action after he gets split. I don't have that one. That would be it. That's easy to get. I mean, it's play at home kit. They're readily available. You just got to spend the money. She-Hulk. If you have the what's it called? The party, the X-Men's party, the gala, Hellfire Gala. That one. If you got that group, that version of She-Hulk is really good as well to use. She can do some massive damage on her own, whether you're deploying her at her 40-point line or her 100. I would say try to do 100 because you're putting, if you merge them again, you go back to the She-Hulk's click number, and you don't want to start her on click 6 because then you'd have to come back with the split, the duo figure on click 6. So I'd say try whatever version of She-Hulk you use her at the top point value. Manifold, great Avenger to put on there. If you want to use a different keyword for Wolverine and She-Hulk, that's awesome too. There are a lot of great celebrities, especially. I was considering doing celebrities, but I wanted to get in a few of these Avengers before they actually rotate, just kind of show that they can really help out a team, just like that Black Panther, Falcon, and especially those two. I like those versions of those characters. But also there's the rare Ant-Man from Avengers Forever, rare Miss Marvel from Avengers Forever, Blue Marvel. He's been like a staple or a really solid piece for pulp. Anything that, you know, stays in pulp for a little while is probably worth considering for a decent casual team like this one, I'm hoping. Reptile, also a really annoying Avenger to try to kill. But just so many Avengers. Moon Knight, other Scarlet Witches, Bats. He won't do the enhancement for your main attackers because they're close attackers, but if you give them a +1 to their attacks. Iron Fist from Wheels of Vengeance. He's not rotating out soon, but he'd be a decent addition, like a secondary attacker for the team. Even at 30 points, he's just solid. Clint Barton from Next Phase, rare. He's a really good range attacker. So if you want to also have that option on your team, having some range, he would be a good one to put on there. Who else? I mean, a lot of good. Oh, Kid Omega also has the Avengers keyword. We've talked about him and some other teams. Great mind control piece. The super rare Miss America should be fun and not too expensive to get. The OP, like monthly OP kits, Spider-Man and Miles Morales, they both have Avengers Infinity Thing. I want to talk about Infinity Thing in another video as well, but he's a great one. And the Star Brand, if you want to talk about a powerhouse, like, she is nuts. I might, even though she's going to rotate soon, I might do a video with her just as the one awesome figure, because she might be a little bit more expensive to get a hold of, but she's just super awesome. I do have her. But it's just, yeah. Oh, the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas set, Nebula, great Avenger to put on there. She's like 25 points that will destroy things. But yeah, there's so many options for Avengers to go with the Wolverine and She-Hulk. I thought this team was a great roster of support characters. Falcon to get them out there, Scarlet Witch to kind of help, things a little bit, Beast to get the outwit in there, Black Panther for some leadership. You've got all of the main support powers on this team. You've got telekinesis, prob, perplex, outwit, and leadership, which sometimes is hard to do. But yeah, I think this is a really fun team. I'd love to try it when I get to where I can play Heroclix again. So, well, let me know. What would you do with Wolverine and She-Hulk? What do you think pairs well with them, or what other figures do you want to see have a pretty good casual team to go with them? Let me know in the comments below. Let me know if I screwed up on anything. And if you would rather have this channel be called Clix in the Closet or Closeted Clix. I don't know. I used to keep all of my Heroclix in my closet, and that's where I would go to team build to stay out of the way of the rest of the house. But look, hopefully I have some room for them in the house we get to, wherever that's going to be. Anyway, I hope I satisfied your hankering for some Heroclix content today. This has been ClickFix. I'll see you next time.